something I can see peering out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
Even with the thick cloth covering the mirror of the attic of the Lakeside Bar and Restaurant, you can feel a seeping malice radiating through the room. Whatever's on the other side is no friend of the investigators, even if it briefly appeared as one. When we last left our investigators, the two of you had come to negotiate, or perhaps reason, with the entity known as the Stranger hiding behind the mirror at the Lakeside Bar and Restaurant. You were able to get some information out of him, but also piece together a little bit of the puzzle of the ritual, as Saint was able to successfully relight one of the black candles hidden around the town of Lake Arkansas. What you do with that information, however, is up to you. I return control of the game to the two of you. I believe Macy went back downstairs, so the two of you are alone in the attic hallway upstairs.
I think Macy has actually left the building entirely.
We did ask her to try to get, like, we were I don't know that it's not like we thought the place was gonna go kablooey or something, but if we accidentally let the Stranger out and or if this eventuality ended in, I don't know, I was kind of looking for a reason to break that mirror and see what happened. As we're maybe coming down the stairs, Alistair turns to Saint. I'm reevaluating my understanding of all of this as events occur. How likely is it that you will need to repeat that process with all 5 candles? Is this a situation where your influence on the situation can simply integrate with what remains of the original binding, or is it something that you have to take personal ownership of in a complete sense?
I mean, candle's lit. The other candles are lit too. As far as I figure, we light the last one. Everything is kosher. We'll need to, check, make sure nothing got out, or part of it didn't get out, or whatever. And from there, I'd assume we'll need to talk to somebody in town and have them pick up the mantle, because I am not moving to this fucking town. But other than that, now the hard part was figuring out how to light these candles again. Now that we've done that, we close the last gate, as it were. So hard not to add my own weird little inflections into Saint's voice.
Handshake, it's really fucking annoying.
As a twir. As a twir. And it's like, nobody
What if a twir so simple?
Talks like that. Yeah. What if a twir so simple?
Yeah, but you do, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, yes, normal Mattyisms.
I know, and that ain't him. Apologies. Closing the gates. Once everything is closed, we do clean up and we should be able to move on. The hard part, in my opinion, is over. As far as I understand it, it may be that I'm assuming we're doing a walk and talk, yeah? Like we're walking to the car.
Yeah, we are 100% sorkening our way towards the car.
Great. We'll have to hit up Macy on the way out to let her know she could go back in, but and Lefty and like whoever else was in the building. I think it was just the two of them. I don't think it was open yet. But I don't think the ritual is necessarily tied to a bloodline, right? They may think it is. That may have been the word of mouth passed down. But the fact that I was able to do it indicates to me that it does not need to be one of the kin. It could be just any old schmuck as long as a blood sacrifice is delivered. Which means that if one of the candles gets blown out again, any old schmuck can light it up as long as they know how to. And we can deliver that info to, people we've been talking to. What's his hat with the hat? What's his face? The cowboy guy?
Harvey?
Harvey, thank you.
Harvey.
Jiminy Christmas. I was like, Hank? No.
I assure you it's not Jiminy Christmas. I would remember that one.
That's true. Just try and gaslight you. No, it was definitely Jiminy Christmas.
Okay. Spend a fate point to create Jiminy Christmas, because I don't...
No, I'll save that.
I don't think he was part of this scene.
I'll save that for a later date.
Scary.
Gonna spring that on you when you least expect it.
It's like, I'm gonna fucking remember that joke. Harvey. There we go. End of the sentence was... Phil had already talked to him, so we could give him more info. They could sort it out amongst themselves. Ideally, I would like to help wrap stuff up, but people have my number if they need me. If something did, if they need me in the future, they know how to get a hold of me. My cousin lives here. The part that we really need to be hands-on for, and that is urgent, is candle and, post-mortem. Wrapping up any loose ends. And then we go from there. But I think that we should be able to do the damn thing unless we have a surprise final boss fight at the end here.
Alistair raises a little bit of a Spock eyebrow at that one. I'm just gonna lean into the Spock stuff. It makes me happy.
I think you should.
Alistair's sort of nodding along. Sounds as if you're suggesting some kind of esoteric homeowners association.
But less shitty, yeah.
More useful.
Exactly. They're not going to be mad about how the grass is mowed, but instead will be specific about making sure the candles are lit. Helpful. I guess most HOAs, otherwise, you'd be like, please don't leave your candles lit when you leave. In this case, it's make sure the candles are lit forever.
When I asked if you were going to need to repeat this with all of the candles, I meant less in the sense of, does it require the input of a specific person or some kind of tie to the community, and rather, will the ritual have the same effect if it is carried out in pieces by multiple hands, as opposed to one singular will overriding it completely?
I don't know. Won't know until we give it a shot. I mean, if it was one hand, it would have... That's impossible. They can't do one person all at the same time. So either way, it would need to be done piece by piece. Whether or not it needs to be done... I had
assumed that one person had traveled to eat, had gone around and lit each candle in turn, as opposed to them all being lit simultaneously by different participants.
Sure. My thought now is, it gets passed on generationally, right? I very much doubt that when a new person took up the mantle, they were like, all right, great, time to go blow out all the candles and have a new person light them. That's way too dangerous. They would have never taken that risk. So either way, if something had happened, they would have just had to have taken... Whoever was in charge at the time would have to take it over, even if the other candles had been lit by somebody else. So I have to assume that the measure is in place that allows anyone to fill that stopgap. Also, that's very specific, and I think that one is an unnecessary safety measure and causes more problems for you than not. And secondarily, that I think that the people who were doing this didn't necessarily have a hyper-advanced magical knowledge, as it were. They're not writing textbooks. They have a preacher trying to save them from the devil. Then they're lighting candles in a pentagram. Sort of, not really. But, you know, that you are thinking about this like we're writing a master's thesis. And this is an elementary school baking soda volcano. You know, it's all science, but there's levels of complexity that I think are not at work here. And that does not mean it is not effective and visceral and real, but you have to take a step back. I think you're digging a little too deep. This is a blunt instrument band-aid rather than something much more complex. Because if they had the access to something much more complex, they could have fucking banned this thing, you know, or tied it down in a way that was more permanent. But they didn't, and they couldn't because they didn't have the tools. They had a hammer and nails, and they closed the door. Unless you have something you want to add there, I'm going to power walk to Daisy.
I think I'm pretty sure that covered my questions on the subject. Alistair's trying to kind of do a mental risk profile.
This is the chapter where Matty gets to make up whatever they want.
This town is absolutely about to become one of the fucking department's punishment detail locations.
Oh, yeah, Saint's hasn't even thought about the department yet.
Somebody is gonna be like somebody's gonna be on the shit list and is gonna have to be like long-term embedded in the local, like, what's the industry in the area? Is it oil?
Refining.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to get oil, like, embedded in the local refinery, like local traveling refinery worker population, and periodically come drink at this bar to like check on shit.
The town experiences a population boom, but unfortunately it's all feds.
It's like, all right, congratulations, you get to retire. Unfortunately, it's in a total shithole. Hope you like the middle of nowhere.
I mean, quote unquote government money. Anyway,
I guess we can tell Macy she can go back in and pretend all of this shit never happened
and let her know.
Well, no, because she's gonna have to deal with it, the aftermath of it. But at least for a minute or two, she can pretend none of this shit ever happened.
Yeah, I would like to go to. We don't need to do this scene if and we don't want, but I would like to at least go to her and say the candle's lit again. And thankfully, the process to do so is really easy. So I'll just say, you have to, like, I just pricked my finger and put a little blood on the wick, and then I lit it, and that was it. So if that happens again, that's all you have to do. And presumably I will tell other people in this town this information, and we can have a group discussion with other people about this in detail later, but we have to go turn on another candle. Turn on! That's generally how you phrase what you do to candles, right? Correct.
I've straight up said that like 10 times this chapter.
You gotta turn the candle back on.
Spoiled by the era of electricity.
Literally, we just tried turning it off and turning it on again.
Yeah, and it worked.
Experimental method. Problem exists between wick and chair.
Sure, you walk back down the residential hallway, back downstairs to the bar itself. As you step down those stairs, you see Macy over by the front entrance. She is pulling those green curtains shut on the door. It looks like she is trying to create an unwelcome environment, closing down the bar before it's even opened for the night.
I walk with purpose over to her. All right, okay, we figured out how to relight the candles, so if this happens again, it should be pretty easy to fix. We're gonna head over to Philip's house and relight the candle there, and then we'll tie up any loose ends. Hopefully, we won't be seeing any more hauntings of any kind, let alone, floods happening in your house or signs exploding or what have you. But we'll see when we get there. If this happens again in the future, it was very straightforward. I hold up my hand, which I think I put a Band-Aid on. I don't recall. I think Saint carries stuff like that, but he may not have, because it was just like a little prick on his finger. You just need a drop of blood. I just literally pricked my pinky with like a multi-tool and got that on the wick and then just lit the candle with my lighter and it lit back up. So very easy. I think that's what Philip did also. I'm just going to let a couple other people know about that too. So we've got a community of folks who are able to take care of this in the future. It won't just be on one person, but other than that, that's it. We should be good to go here, but if anything else happens, I will let you know.
Okay, so if something goes wrong, I just need to do a blood ritual upstairs.
Yep.
She's holding back a bit of a smile.
She's teasing me. Yep. And Saint smiles like he gets it. It sounds stupid. He's like, yep, just, a little bit of a blood ritual, not a full sacrifice, we're not going full Midsummer. Is that what happens in that movie? I didn't see it.
I saw it, it's not.
Oh, damn.
Also, it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Wait, no, yes it has.
It has.
It's 2019.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it came out in 2019. In fact, that's the year before. I saw it last summer in the theaters because it's 2020 right now.
That's right. Oh, well, I guess I don't know what that movie's about then.
Hold on, let's do that.
Okay.
Is that start with that? Is that what happens at Midsummer?
Oh yeah, is that what happens in Midsummer? I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what happened in Midsummer. I saw it last year.
Okay, cool.
When it came out, because it's 2020 right now.
That's right. We have all confirmed that it is 2020
just double checked.
Right now.
2019.
This is like people traveling slightly back into the past, trying to confirm what year it is. Is Midsummer out?
Damn, Midsommar made $48 million at the box office. That's a return of 5 times its initial budget. I'm going to close the Wikipedia tab.
Close that tab.
You want to close your tab? You only had one drink.
Yeah, well, might as well do it now.
All right, let's try this again.
Yeah.
She's kind of nodding playfully. She can tell you're being serious, but she's a little kind of in on the joke in terms of maybe accepting the absurdity of what she thought was maybe a pretty mundane week. Something has clearly pushed her over the edge into kind of accepting more of the absurdity of the moment.
Yeah.
She's kind of clearly in on the joke with you.
Yeah. Saint is also like, yeah, we're doing blood sacrifices. This is kind of goofy and recognizes that, like, we're on the same page here. I don't want to be, like, ultra serious because, like, 1, scary. 2, makes it less likely for people to believe. If he's like, the demons, it makes it less scary and more like, yeah, okay, he gets it. So, cool. That's her reaction. Do I still need to roll? Because it seems like she's kind of picking up what I'm putting down.
No, I think your role playing in the preceding scenes has loosened the jar lid here.
Sweet. Crack it open, get some pickles.
Role playing is like hot water.
And a boiling a frog. You have my number correct? I think I gave her my card. Because she saw I was an exorcist and was like, okay, bitch, what?
That's right.
Okay. If something goes wrong, feel free to give me a call or a text. Like I said, we're also going to be going over to Phil's house. So Alice should be able to reach us too. I don't know if that house has a landline, but that seems like the kind of house that does. So, yep. Okay, we're going to leave now before I keep talking. That is in character. I think he's so done.
She chuckles a bit at your last statement and then answers in the affirmative. Yeah, it does. I call Philip there all the time. Or, well, I used to anyway.
Fair enough. All right. Unless Alistair has anything else to say, Saint is gonna head for the
Alistair
door.
Is like, as soon as it became clear that she was gonna go along with it, Alistair was like, okay, I don't know what Saint's doing right now, but I'm gonna go start the fucking van.
I'm gonna go warm up the car.
Yep.
We gotta get the seat warmers on.
I have to get out of this awkward social situation. Goodbye.
Yeah. Let's drive over to Phillips.
Yep. Creek House it is.
We do it Red Dead 2 style, where the beautiful scenery passes by for like 2 minutes, and then we get there and we're like, wow, we got here. We didn't even get shot by bandits on the way.
You leave the Lakeside Bar and Restaurant and get back into Alistair's car, government-issued vehicle. The two of you drive back onto the main road, up the road that takes you by the church, and back to the Creek Estate. Nothing has changed since last time. The sun is setting over Lake Arkansas. Or probably has set by this point. The sun was setting when you were on the way to the bar last time. So I'm going to say it's solidly twilight now.
Cool. Knock on door. Alice, please let us in. Alice! The podcast!
She approaches... The what? Have you been recording this?
No.
Quick, everybody look up the, recording consent laws in Arkansas. Wait, Texas. No, fuck, where are we?
Texas.
Yeah.
Lake Arkansas, Texas.
Don't know what a podcast is.
Alistair has definitely had to, deal with
Podcasters?
people. Yeah, he's 1,000% had to deal with podcasters.
Well, wait, people or podcasters? Which is it?
They're two different things.
Both.
Oh.
Both, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
How many different
Excuse
podcasts
me.
do you think were getting recorded at the Roswell Information Exchange?
We use people first language. It's people who podcast.
God damn it.
You knock on the door to the Creek house, and you're quickly met on the other side by Alice Creek, who seems like she was just stepping out. She's got a windbreaker on, and honestly has a look of light befuddlement on her face as she opens the door to see the two of you. Almost entirely, because she said that she would meet you at the bar later.
Hi, sorry.
This is true. Change of plans.
Yeah, we figured out how to light your candle again, so we figured it was rather urgent to come here and deal with that ASAP.
She looks a little taken aback, but then just steps back and says, right, okay, well, if you know what you're doing, come on in.
I give her a thumbs up and head for the stairs.
Alistair does not say, well, that's taking it a bit far, but,
Hey.
Quote unquote, if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Anyway, she guides you back inside and does not take off her orange windbreaker.
Yeah, we'll go to the bar later. It's fine. Okay, I haul ass upstairs, into the candle room.
Are there any mirrors or reflective surfaces in that room?
Yeah, because that's where she saw her brother.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a mirror in that room. The only difference between it and last time is that there is a bed sheet draped over it.
Yeah.
As she wanted to avoid being spied on from the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, am I taking that bedsheet down just to see what happens, or am I just gonna let you light the fucking candle and get this shit over with?
I mean, why not both? You could do that while I do my thing.
Alistair walks over to the mirror and then looks over at Saint and it says, in the spirit of scientific inquiry, and pulls the sheet off of it.
Okay.
I gotta know. I can't not know. It's one of my flaws, I think.
I think it is too. Like on his character sheet, I think that is a flaw. Saint does not like it, but that's a grown-ass man and he cannot stop him, and I am busy doing other things. So, I will go about with my things that I am busy with, aka pricking my pinky again, spilling blood on the wick, and did Alice follow us up? She up here?
No, I don't think she followed you.
Thank God.
Followed you. But she's obviously in the house.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't want her necessarily in the room. If she's like in the house and she hears stuff going ham in here, I'm hoping that she'll run away. She might run too, but I can't control that. Once again, I'm not her dad. Cool. I go forth with the ritual previously set upon us, aka
Sure, but I believe,
Mm-hmm.
Alistair pulled the sheet off.
He did.
I did. Yeah.
You daft bastard.
I did do that. I did say in the spirit of scientific inquiry and not wait for you to tell me whether or not it was a bad idea. Look, the thing is that my high concept is man in black who's I literally says too curious for his own good on my character sheet. It's right there, and I typed that.
As you take the sheet off of the mirror, there's a certain number of results that you've come to expect from the other side. Perhaps it's going to be the stranger or one of the stranger's many forms. Perhaps Philip, perhaps just your own reflection. What you see on the other side is a little bit alarming.
Whoa, okay.
Philip Creek, on the ground, with one hand pressed to the glass, a light trail of blood coming from his fingertips, smeared down the side of the glassy surface. He looks to be in a moment of agony. You can't hear the screaming through the glass, but it's elaborately, almost exaggeratedly pantomimed. You can hear it in your mind, even if you can't hear it through your ears. Whatever particular moment this is, whether it's of his death or in the events preceding it, it's meant to shock you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Alistair's unflappable, but he's not that unflappable. I think he definitely kind of recoils from the mirror. And then I guess, yeah, he crouches down to get a better look at to get closer to Philip's face. I want to see if this is moving or if it's like a still static image.
Roll for it.
Okay. Can I roll notice on that one?
Sure.
2 positives, 1 neutral, and 1 negative for a total of +1, giving me a total of +4.
Damn. Okay,
on that
cool.
Notice. I almost said noticeable. This is the opposite of the case. I am neither
+4,
noteworthy nor noticeable. Yes. +4.
You get down maybe on your knees to try to approach this version of Philip, maybe eye to eye.
Yeah.
The theatrics don't stop the closer you get to him, and he starts kind of pounding on the glass, like he was trying to smash the side of a windshield to get out of a car underwater. It's distressing, to be sure. You look closely at this version of Philip Creek, and kind of contrast it in your head against the photo that was hung up in the bar, the funerary photo. Something about it looks not quite right, and the longer you stare at him, there seems to be almost water-like ripples across his face.
No.
Parts of him, no matter how minute, are shifting.
Alistair takes a second to recover from that being real fucked up and leans in and very quietly just says, "Nice try."
Blink and you miss the shift. It's no longer him. It's the stranger, standing full height above you. He shrugs kind of nonchalantly. You can't fault a demon for trying.
So true.
That had me going for a second. Alistair, without looking away from the mirror, I'm keeping my eyes on this thing. To Saint says, "I don't think I have a comprehensive handle on all of the ways this thing is dangerous.
Well,
And as much as I would like to experiment,
but
no."
this is your first demon. You will have potentially plenty of life to learn more, but this is not the day to be creating an Excel spreadsheet. Prick my finger and drip it onto the wick and then light the candle with that sentence. I am not looking at the mirror, by the way. Whatever he's doing, Saint does not care. He has assumed that whatever is happening in the mirror is a trick.
Alistair he manipulates people. He's good at it. He doesn't necessarily do it because he, derives a lot of pleasure from it, except in the sense of, a job well done or, a skill well executed. But he can't help but be fascinated when he runs into people who are really good at, or things that are really good at manipulating people. It's the same reason that he,
Okay, Faust.
fucking hated. Yeah, it's the same reason that he fucking hated Springwood, but he was fascinated by the guy.
Oh, Alistair, you are gonna get us in such trouble someday, I think.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, I do the thing.
You go to light the candle. Saint pricks more than a little blood from his finger and lets it pool in the silver dish at the base of the candle. Just like last time, the wax starts to unmelt. It curls up the side of the candle, and the waxy pool at the top becomes solid again. The wick looks brand new as your flame gets ever closer toward it. The candle begins again, resetting, the ward keeping the stranger at bay. Even as you light it, you can feel the heat of the lighter almost disappear under the supernatural coldness of the flame on top of the black candle. It's a void, both the light of the flame and the surface of the wax. All 5 candles in Lake Arkansas, Texas, are lit.
What happens in the mirror?
Nothing happens in the mirror. Nothing you wouldn't expect. There's 2 reflections, Alistair Graham McAndrews and St. Garcia Flores.
Lestrange is no longer there.
You don't feel any malice radiating from the mirror anymore.
Okay. I stand up, I grab the bedsheet, and I throw it back over the mirror, and I give Alistair a thumbs up. You want to go get a drink?
I think we owe Alice a round.
I think so too.
What you've been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It is an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Man in Black Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man St. Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show, with editing assistance by Matty Trumbo-Gomes. Our theme song was by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can check out our website and all of our other shows at infinitybreak.net, and I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord, bit.ly/Infinity Talk. That's capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. Finally, if you listen through Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Reviews help us rise in the podcasting charts and help more people stumble across our show like a body in the woods. That's all for now. Let ParaScience gaze back at you like a face in the mirror that isn't yours.